The Blind Date from Hell. The restaurant was dimly lit, casting long shadows across the tables adorned with flickering candles. I nervously adjusted my collar, my heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. This was my first blind date in years, a setup by a well-meaning friend who promised that this guy was perfect for me. As I glanced around the restaurant, I saw him approaching, a tall, dark-haired man with a charming smile. He introduced himself as Alex, and we exchanged awkward pleasantries before settling into our seats. Conversation flowed smoothly at first, punctuated by occasional laughs and shared interests. Alex seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me, and I found myself relaxing, beginning to enjoy the evening. But as the night wore on, subtle signs began to unsettle me. Alex's gaze lingered a little too long, his smile stretched a tad too wide. His questions delved into personal territory, asking about my living situation, my daily routine, even my social media presence. I brushed off my discomfort, chalking it up to nerves. Maybe he was just trying too hard to impress. But then, his demeanor shifted, his eyes darkening with intensity as he leaned closer, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "I feel like we have a real connection," he murmured, his breath uncomfortably close. "Don't you think so?" I forced a smile, my stomach churning with unease. Yeah, sure." Alex's hand brushed against mine, sending a jolt of discomfort through me. "Let's get out of here," he suggested, his tone oddly urgent. Panic rose within me as I realized I had made a grave mistake. I had let myself be lured into a situation that was quickly spiraling out of control. I think I should go," I stammered, pushing my chair back. But Alex's grip tightened, his smile morphing into a predatory grin. "Come on, let's go somewhere quieter," he insisted, his tone now demanding. Adrenaline surged through me as I struggled to break free. The other patrons seemed oblivious to the tension unfolding at our table. I said, "Let go!" I exclaimed, my voice rising in alarm. Suddenly, Alex's demeanor shifted again, his expression hardening into a mask of rage. "Fine," he spat, releasing me abruptly. "Go ahead and leave. You're just like all the others." Heart pounding, I fled the restaurant, feeling his eyes burning into my back. Once outside, I leaned against the wall, gasping for breath. What had I gotten myself into? As I fumbled for my phone to call a cab, a shadow fell across me, a familiar figure stepping out of the darkness. "Are you okay?" a voice asked, and I looked up to see a concerned face, a fellow patron from the restaurant who had witnessed the unsettling scene. I nodded, tears welling up in my eyes. I think so. Thank you." The stranger offered to walk me to my cab, ensuring my safety before disappearing into the night. Alone in the back seat, I replayed the events of the evening, grappling with the horror of what could have been. Days turned into weeks, but the encounter with Alex haunted me. I learned from mutual friends that he had a reputation for erratic behavior, a string of failed relationships and unsettling encounters. One night, as I scrolled through news articles, a headline caught my eye, a familiar face staring back at me from a mugshot. Alex had been arrested for assault and harassment, an all-too familiar pattern of behavior that had finally caught up with him. Relief washed over me, knowing that I had narrowly escaped a dangerous situation. But the experience left scars, a reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface of seemingly innocent encounters. I vowed never to ignore my instincts again, to trust the gut feeling that had screamed at me to flee from the blind date from hell. And as time passed, I found solace in knowing that I had emerged stronger, wiser, and more vigilant against the darkness that could hide behind a charming smile.